Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the free video. So tonight I'm going to be talking about a theme that I have noticed when looking at the market. I always like to look at different sectors that I think have a specific setup, because what happens when you have the overall ETF setting up and then you have multiple tickers setting up at the same time, typically that can lead to a good bunch of trades. So right now I'm looking at the Home Builders ETF, XHB. For stuff like this, I do like to just add the ETF itself to my long-term accounts, particularly on a pullback. But I also like to look at the relative strength winners within the ETF. So looking at XHB, you can see that we have a squeeze. You can also see that even though it's down, the volume is still holding steady right in this consolidation zone right here. We held the 200 simple, the 34 EMA, and mainly I just like it because of the consolidation and the hold of support. You can also see that we're consolidating on one of these lower time frames. If you look at ITB, you have a very similar situation happening here. So you have a daily squeeze setting up, you have a hold of support, you have buyers coming in right at that 200 period simple. You also have a bit of symmetry here too. So, I mean, all in all, for me, that looks like it's headed higher. So I like housing right now because of the low interest rate environment. I know that we have, 30 million plus people unemployed, but at the same time, we also have millions of people that are working in industries like tech where they're now able to work from home. And we're seeing a very stark inequality, but we're also seeing a low interest rate environment where people like that who haven't really been impacted by the coronavirus, they're now able to kind of take advantage of this low interest rate situation. And we've seen that coming through in the housing numbers the past couple of weeks. So I am looking for housing to go higher. Two other tickers that I like are going to be KB Homes and then DR Horton. So looking at KB Homes, you have an earnings report that actually came out, after market. That was today. Okay, excellent. Well, you see how you have the nice wick on the bottom of the candle. Let's see how this after hours data was. So perfect. So we're down slightly on earnings, down to about 29, 23. So that would bring you to right about here. So if KB Homes is going to kind of complete that pullback, it would be pretty symmetrical, honestly, to this last swing, especially around this 50 period simple that would allow for a good buy entry, especially for a longer term trade. Now, when I'm talking about, looking at KB Homes and DR Horton, I'm really talking about this as being more of a theme over the course of the next couple months rather than a very quick in and out trade that I normally like to do. And I'm primarily just looking for that to kind of continue edging higher over the course of the next couple months, especially for DR Horton that has an earnings report coming up. With KB Homes, you have a situation where, it's probably going to gap down, might be able to pick some up, and then hold it for the next couple months. But with DR Horton, you could buy it around this level and trade it higher into the earnings report. So definitely a couple different ideas. Primarily, I would just do it with the stock, honestly. DR Horton is the one that I think would make sense to do it within the options market because you could get that rising implied volatility going into the earnings report. There's definitely enough. There's definitely, there's sufficient weekly contracts here. It is, pretty low volume type of thing, so it makes it a little bit harder for me to try to text out those type of alerts, but I will trade them for myself. And then of course there's always the stock. So that is about all that I have for you today. I did want to let you know that I'm having my monthly live trading for my Stack Profits Mastery program tomorrow. If you would like to learn more about the program, you can go to simplertrading.com/profits. I'm going to have a 3-hour live trading session. You can join me, see what I'm going to be trading at that point in time. And then also Allison, our director of risk tolerance, is going to be having a webinar tonight. So you can see her at 7 o'clock Central. If you just go to our homepage, simplertrading.com, you can click right here and it'll give you more information as far as her webinar. But basically she's going to be talking about her profit recycling system and how she can get some pretty low cost trades with a high reward system. So that is about all for me. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening, and I'll see you in the next episode.